So that was really, my mother approved, in other words. So, but no, it was a big, big honor. I was very glad that Antonio was able to do it. You know, I don't say because he's a European, but he speaks with his hands and he moves, and he's a very elegant person, and I think he did a good job from my point of view. Was it a great movie, a blockbuster? No. Was it a good movie? Did it capture the essence of what I did with the children? I say yes. But at the same time, it was Hollywoodized. It was set on high school children. We did not work with high school children. It was set as an after-school program. Our program is during the school day. I do not ride a bicycle to work, but you know, Hollywood needs to have what you call drugs and sex, you know, to make it sell. So, but one of the scenes that I think I'd like to mention is that where Antonio, is in a meeting with the parents in the school, the principal. That actually went on, you know, when they was trying to explain what ballroom dancing is all about, and in so much that, but it happened not with parents, it happened with school teachers and principals. So I have to tell you, it was not easy for me to get the program going. It took 3 years with the then Board of Education, now called the Department of Education, for our vendor number to come through. They lost it 3 times. Anyway, so it was very difficult, and once you have the number, it doesn't mean to say that you can just start teaching. You've got to go to each individual school and knock on the door. Would you like to have dancing classrooms? Would you like to have ballroom dancing? What will our kids do with ballroom dancing? You know, I mean, it was so far away. Nowadays, with Dancing with the Stars, you think you can dance the TV movies, the films, you know, around the country. It's much easier for the kids. If it's on television, they can relate to it. And so it's much easier to sell it. So, but at the very, very, very beginning, it was most difficult to convince the teachers, some parents, and the school principals. But looking back, it was well worth it. And now we are, as I said, 240 odd schools, we're growing. But I'm sorry to say, I'm sad to say, but we have to move on, that we are in the red this year for the first time. And this is the economy, the way it is. We are a service for fee. We'll get a fee from the schools, but they only cover 50%. So the other 50% we have to beg for. And with today's economy, the way it has been, it's not been very good, to say the least. But we are in the black still, but okay, well, we can move on. Our fiscal year this year will end in the red, but we hope to do something about it. I don't know what yet, but you know, we'll see. I read in the Times last week that the Juilliard School has to close one of their music programs. It costs $400,000 a year to keep. They're cutting it out completely. And that means these kids that have music at Juilliard, all from Washington Heights and Upper Manhattan, Harlem, etc., will not have that program. We are not in those places, that place, but it is such a shame because kids learning ballroom dancing, our program is not teaching them dancing like slow, quick, for the steps. They are learning the history of the dance, the music of the dance, the geography of that dance. They write essays about their dancing, they do a culminating event. So it is so much more, it's an arts and education. But most importantly, it teaches them life skills for their future. Other than that. So I'm always sad to hear, especially from Juilliard, you know, who have, we all say they have a lot of money, but we don't know. But they had to cut out the program completely. And so that is very sad because children who cannot function very well in 2+2, the actual classwork, can excel in music or in movement or something, and then when they are so disciplined to achieve success in those other musical areas, that helps their studies. And when you take that part that they like so much, they're going to even misbehave much more, be more challenging in their other subjects. So this is the actual problem. But I'm glad to say that we are in 12 other cities. By the end of this year, we'll be in 20 cities altogether. Our program, we've just got a contract to start on in St. John and St. Thomas. I'm going there. And that'll be wonderful because that we're licensing our program around the country. We are, as I said, going to Jordan to try to get it going. We started in Switzerland, we are in Canada, we have inquiries from New Zealand and Australia, and hopefully I'll be going back to Birmingham, England, and England, and Alabama. Are you from there? Oh, okay.
My mother's there as we speak.
Oh, say hello.
She'll return tomorrow.
Oh, lovely. God, are you with it? To let her mother have a boyfriend. That's living. And good luck, really. But we're moving to other cities and other places, and I'm just so pleased. I just have to mention, ladies and gentlemen, that the people in Israel, the people on the West Bank, there is something on the back burner for me to do the program with Palestinian and Israeli children. And I've started the conversation. The problem is, and that's what I'm going to explore when I go to Jordan next week, that the majority of the Islamic world, and becoming more religiously so, will not want to have the girls dance with a boy, let alone dance with an Israeli boy. So that is what I'm going to experiment with, look into. So I'm looking forward to taking the program in Jordan, in the private schools there, because if you're coming from the upper echelon of your income, if you're Muslim, then you're not wearing a hijab or covering your face, and so you're more, I don't want to say more educated, but you're more open to having to be more worldly. And I would like to get a footing in with those private schools to just start something. And I will be hopefully working with the school that Queen Rania of Jordan is the patron. King Abdullah is the patron of King's Academy, and hopefully I'll get something going on there. Now, the good thing about starting such a thing in Jordan is that King Abdullah is half British. His mother is Tony Gardner, and her name is Prince Mona, she's alive. Then King Hussein's widow, Noor, Queen Noor, is very, very big in children's education, as well as Queen Rania. So hopefully I'll get something going, and that could be a stepping stone. I have connections to work with the United Nations School in Amman, but that's going to be more difficult because that's the refugee camps. And in the refugee camps, they're going to be ultra, I'm not saying it in a bad way, I respect their religion, ultra-religious that may not be able to do something with the boys and girls there. So that is something that's deep in my heart to actually do. So I'll let you know as we go along. But talking to Paula before, dancing really does bring people together in such a fun way. It's just fantastic, and so people love to move, they love to shake what their mama gave them, at any age, and children love to show off. And then I'm told stories of these young boys and girls that happen to go to a wedding after they've learned to dance. Are they the belles of the ball? Just think what a wonderful feeling it must be for a mother to dance a tango with her son. And then he comes and he compliments, my mother can't follow. And or dancing with your grandmother, maybe not, parents love to dance. We have these culminating events, and I went to one of them for 8th graders. and it was a Hispanic area, and then the parents were there with the kids to watch the show, and then we get the parents to do a parent-child dance. And in this particular 8th grader, Latino boy, his mother could not make it, but his dad was there. They were dancing together. That was, it was fantastic, you know, to be dancing. Nothing is sexual. This is just dancing, moving to music, and this bond that you have with a person when you're dancing is really, really, really phenomenal. I think you realize how passionate I am about it. So, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what else I can say other than just be peaceful, you know. Any questions?